Mike had always been close with Patrick, his best friend since high school. So when Patrick told him about a site that could help him find a job that he would be good at, Mike was eager to check it out. He took the test on the site, which told him he would be good in the military. Thus, he eventually applied and wanted to be a naval officer working out in the sea. However, he was told that he would be boots on the ground in Afghanistan. Mike was almost wanting to quit, but was convinced by Patrick that it was safe and that he was probably just going to be deployed at some random base. Mike had a girlfriend, Samantha, and he was worried about leaving her behind while he was deployed. But he trusted Patrick and decided to go through with it. Mike and Patrick liked to joke around a lot. When Mike was doing his deployment overseas in Afghanistan, Patrick would constantly check in on him and see what things were like over there. One day when Patrick was on the phone with Mike, he said, "Man, I hope you don't come back too soon from your deployment because then I'll have to stop fucking your girl." Both of them laughed at the supposed joke. However, during another call, Patrick made a similar joke a couple days later about having sex with Mike's girlfriend. Mike was starting to become concerned that his best friend might be having sex with his girlfriend behind his back. But he shrugged off the jokes that Patrick made as just that, jokes. He later confided in Patrick how he was starting to worry that he may actually be having sex with his girlfriend. But Patrick just laughed and told him to relax, and that all the statements he made about his girlfriend were just jokes. Mike asked Patrick if he could stop making those jokes, and Patrick said he wouldn't anymore. However, as time went on, Patrick continued to make the jokes and it started to anger Mike a lot. Then one day, when Mike was on foot patrol and talking with Patrick, Patrick said the worst of them all, "Hey Mike, I really hope you don't die, otherwise God would tell you what I've been doing with your girlfriend, haha." And then Mike lost his cool and started going off on Patrick. And as he was going off on him, an enemy combatant shouted an Islamic war cry and detonated himself. In the aftermath, Mike lost both his legs. And eventually when he recovered from the military-based hospital, he was sent home. Now with 2 less limbs, Mike was still worried about Patrick and if he was or wasn't joking. And to his fear, Patrick was not joking at all. When he was home, he noticed his girlfriend wasn't there. He called her and she told him how she was seeing someone else, and it was indeed Patrick. He was furious. He called Patrick soon after and unleashed on him. However, Patrick told him how he had been planning this all along. Patrick told Mike that he was the one who made him join the military in the first place. He had malware on his computer that manipulated what Mike saw on his screen, making the test results show military. When Mike tried to apply for the Navy, Patrick forwarded his data and made it look like he was trying to apply for frontline infantry in Afghanistan. Patrick was also the one who used a messaging app that terrorists used and informed them of Mike's location on the day he lost his limbs. Patrick had even convinced Samantha, his own girlfriend, to fall in love with Mike. And all of this was revenge for Mike stealing Patrick's GTA 5 Atomic Blimp pre-order DLC back in freshman year of high school. Patrick had lent Mike his pre-ordered GTA 5 with the DLC key included, and when Mike returned it, Patrick had noticed the DLC, but couldn't activate the code to get his blimp in GTA 5. He then realized that Mike had stolen it from him, and ever since that day Patrick had been plotting his revenge. After learning the truth about Patrick's betrayal, Mike was left feeling shocked and devastated. He couldn't believe that his best friend had manipulated him into joining the military and going to Afghanistan, all as part of a twisted revenge plot for a petty high school grudge. He felt angry and hurt, and struggled to come to terms with everything that had happened. But even though Mike tried to move on and rebuild his life, Patrick continued to mess with him. He signed up Mike's email for government notifications, so he couldn't properly look through his email. He blacklisted Mike's IP from various websites by committing fraud on his IP. He even encouraged smokers to hang out around Mike's house with the intent of giving him second-hand smoke, and other things. Mike was frustrated and angry with Patrick, and it was difficult for him to find peace and move on. But eventually, he began to see the humor in the situation. All this suffering that Patrick brought to him was just for a simple mistake he had made in the past. and he was able to live through Patrick's torment by looking at the world in a different light. He realized that sometimes life is difficult and unfair, and that it's important to find ways to laugh and find joy even in the face of adversity. And with this new perspective, he was able to move forward and continue to heal and grow.